Hey, this is Gary K. We are here live. We're coming to you live on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. This is Gary and Gary K. and Gary Kirk. Hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm doing good, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing well, Gary. Hey, this is day 2. This is our live broadcast. Sorry for the technical difficulties yesterday, but we're kind of tied to internet and Wi-Fi and all those kinds of things.
I can't imagine why they're using so much bandwidth at a place like this.
We're trying something different today, so hopefully it'll stream perfectly. But look, we're here to talk about what we've seen on day 2. It's day 2 of ISE. The show is still open, obviously. This is a long show, a long day. We've seen a lot of cool stuff. I've made myself some notes. Do you want me to start or you want to start?
You go for it.
All right. First thing, hey, surprise here. Bose and Sennheiser announced a partnership. Believe it or not, it's kind of weird. 2 companies that compete with each other.
I know. But, hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah,
That's 2 big power players joining forces.
I mean, so Sennheiser's building the mic, Bose building the speakers, and they come up with a UCC room solution all packaged together using both of their products. It's a ceiling mic system that uses the ceiling tile speaker, a microphone system, and then a speaker system designed for Zoom rooms, team rooms, meeting rooms.
It's all about that collaboration huddle space thing. It was a big topic last time, but it's even bigger now. It's probably at the top of the line. In my opinion.
And everyone's talking about collaboration, the most used word on the show floor. Let's see. Barco ClickShare conference. Speaking of collaboration, I got my demo of the working, not prototype, but working, not beta, actual working ClickShare conference. I got a chance to ClickShare conference last night. I got a chance to actually take my laptop, walk into a room, connect to the system, and see how easy it is to connect. Have you had a chance to get a demo yet?
I've not had a chance to get a demo of that particular product. I'm curious, though. Everybody's trying to make it easier. I'm really curious to see what that next level is, because we're getting to that point where anybody can just walk in and join. But now we need to worry about that integration side and making it work in different environments.
Yeah, and the idea behind this is to replace a Zoom room, replace a Teams room with a client-based product. So you use the Zoom client you normally use on your laptop. Right. Instead of walking in a Zoom room, you walk into a room with speakers, mic, and a camera, and you're able to connect to it like a Zoom room, but exactly. You don't have to use a Zoom room to do it. No Zoom room client fees.
You don't have to buy a computer for the room, nothing dedicated there.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how that does. When I went by their booth earlier today, they had done about 1,500 one-on-one demos of the product. So that's pretty good. Third product I wanted to talk about today is, by the way, speaking of Barco, as you know, dominates the wireless sharing market with ClickShare, but bold move by Vivatach. So Vivatach, actually, you can go find on my LinkedIn feed, they launched a video yesterday where they literally call out Barco and say, look, we also make wireless sharing, and we actually have a larger family of wireless sharing products. And by the way, we built it into projectors and monitors. The bold move. I mean, they're literally calling them out without saying their name directly. It's obvious who they're talking about in this video, and they're saying, look, we also make wireless sharing too. Most companies don't do it the way they're doing it, right, but it's really creative.
Yeah, their approach by being in the product is very interesting. Again, if you can get it to work in those environments, that just eliminates a point of failure. You know, if your projector is also your wireless sharing device, you know, it cuts down on your overhead, cuts down on your install time. It's a great approach.
And they've embedded it in a number of projectors and monitors, and now they're launching today. Tomorrow, actually, they've embedded it in LEDs as well.
Very nice.
So for room-based LEDs. I feel like I'm dominating everything. I got a listeners.
Yeah, I'm going to wing it. What I'm going to talk about is trends again. I talked about them yesterday. For me, what I'm noticing is a broader integration for touch technology just in general. And to take that a step further, Apple products have always struggled with various touch devices. It always seems to be developed for the Windows platform first. Now, in addition to that, PC-less environment that we're seeing integrations in Apple technology in there. That NEC table that we saw yesterday was just phenomenal, because first thing you see is that big Apple logo on there, and it kind of excited me. Coming from an all Apple environment, I always have to worry, how am I going to get this to work in my world?
And it's integrated with an Apple Mac Mini inside of it. It's two-way touch. It's a table that NEC's launching here.
I think it's got 20 points of touch, so think about that as a collaborative environment for kids to work over.
And of course, we've had that for years, but not for the Mac.
Right.
So that's the key. In higher education, other applications, there's a lot of usage of Apple computers. I want to kind of do a shout out to ISE and Avixa for their diversity and women's councils. I'll tell you, and the reason why I'm doing that, you walk around the show, this is the most diverse AV show on the planet, but more women. When I first got in this industry, there were maybe 2%, 1%, probably even lower than that, women. You walk around the Barco booth, for example, walk around the Vivatach booth, you walk around the show floor, you're seeing, we're in an industry now that's 30 to 40% women. We're still not 50-50 like the population, but Avixa, ISE, and I'm sure CD as well are helping as well, are literally intentionally bringing women in the industry, and in this diversity councils that they have include women, are intentionally doing that, and I actually think it's great for the industry. We get more creativity. Our company is 80% women, and when you have only one viewpoint, when the industry is only men, you only have one viewpoint. That's why our products, quite honestly, probably didn't look that creative. But now the product's a lot more creative because you get a wider opinion and a diverse group of people having input on them.
And it's not a forced diversification either. It's
just exposure.
Exactly. It's not like the female is there just so that they can have a female present or whatever. These people know what they're doing.
Yeah, and well, what they're trying to do is be more representative of the world. And what's happened is it's not like we kept women or anyone else out of the industry. We weren't really good at marketing our industry and explaining to people what we do. So, I teach the University of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, as you know, and my classes are 80% women because a lot of women go into PR and advertising.
Most of the
fields.
journalism school is.
Yeah, and so therefore, when I talked to them 10 years ago, I'd say, I'm in the audiovisual industry, and that's what I do. They'd look at me with blank stares. I had no idea what the products were, what our companies do, or any of that kind of stuff. Now, we've probably brought somewhere between 300 and 400 students to these kinds of shows, and they've been exposed to a lot more.
Sure.
So I think it's just a lot of it is just simply exposure. Panasonic, have you seen their gaming booth?
Yes.
What do you
Absolutely.
think?
I just am blown away. I wish my son was here. He's a gaming nut. To be able to be in that kind of world and play in those games, that's pretty awesome.
They did that in Infocom, and I don't think they really did a good job explaining what you were looking at. But they're showing AV over IP with gaming, and the reason why they're doing that is because you can't have a delay. You can't have latency.
Latency is evil.
And they're proving that you can do AV over IP. Now, granted, they're using a higher bandwidth than 1 gig.
It's a controlled environment, but it could be replicated.
It's awesome. And it's a great demo for everything. Next thing I want to talk about is there's some rumors going around that companies are being purchased. We've reported some of those news. We're only going to report the things that we know for sure. If you go to ravepubs.com/ISE 2020, you'll see some of those stories of some of the purchases being made. I'm going to hold off a couple of things for our next broadcast tomorrow, but I want to point out one other thing. The very first standard for AV over IP launched here, a proposed standard for AV over IP launched here at ISE. It's being sponsored by AIMS, the Alliance for something, AIMS, AIMSalliance.org. It's based on the SMPTE 2110 standard, which is the broadcast standard for AV over IP. So we finally have a standard. The question is, will the big companies like Crestron, Extron, AMX adopt it?
You have to get buy-in. Yeah.
If they don't adopt it, it's not going to make it.
Exactly. But we need to standardize this. Right now it's the Wild West, which is an exciting time to see all these technologies evolving and just coming out of the woodwork. But if you don't have a standard, then it's hard to pick a path forward and know that you're making the right investment.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to watch this. All these stories, all these products, everything we've talked about is on our website at ravepubs.com. Click on the ISE link. Thanks for watching us live. We're going to see you tomorrow, same time.
Same Rave channel.
Gary and Gary, check it out.